how do you constructively and professionally deal with bad policing as a lawyer or a judge?
A.Chance system will deal with it, the lawyers will deal with it, and judges will deal with it. I'll give you an example. There was this one lawyer who was a pretty damn good criminal lawyer, but he never would charge for everything. I could always count on him to take an appointment and not even submit a request for compensation. So I remember this one case. His client got popped with a good few pounds of marijuana in a trunk in the back of an RV. Well, these officers testified that they had become suspicious of the person going at high speed, 70 in a 55 zone. So the judge, me, is very familiar with what they're talking about. They have an on-ramp that they have torn down because it's dangerous. Basically, it was a transition from one freeway to the other. And if you went over 30 miles an hour around that ramp in anything next to a Porsche or a Ferrari, you're in deep trouble. So here he is supposed to be in a big RV going 70 miles an hour around that ramp. So, okay, they testified. They said they smelled an odor of marijuana coming from the rear bin, and the bin was half open and they could see some green residue in there, so it wasn't unlocked, and they had him in custody for speeding, which is search incident to arrest, and they looked in, and spilling out of this case was all of this marijuana. Well, the lawyers, see, have been representing police, handling divorces and stuff, and there's an interesting thing about experienced cops not hanging around with prosecutors like they do in the Hollywood movies. They hang around with defense lawyers because they've gotten in trouble too, and they understand the value of what defense lawyers do. So the defense lawyer calls as his witness a police captain. The police captain said, "Yep, I know Mr. So-and-so. Yeah, I was there. I witnessed this. I saw them do this stop, and I stopped to observe, and I got out of my unmarked car and I walked over. I was in uniform, and that one sitting over there, he was asking me if I had a old tire iron in my trunk. I told him yes, but I said, what I suggest you do is we aren't too far away. Why don't you call one of these general sessions judges and get a warrant?" I said, "No, that's not necessary. I know he's got something. He's fitting the profile." I said, "Profile?" I said, "That's not adequate." So what happened? He borrowed my tire and he pried the trunk open, broke the lock on it. So they pulled out a case and there was nothing in there, and he took a pocket knife and jimmied the double locks on there and then opened it up, and there was a plastic bag hermetically sealed. So he took the knife and cut the bag, and there was marijuana. I told him it was a bad search. So, you got a cop superior being a witness against the police department's bust. So the defense lawyer had already set out, okay, you've been on this interdiction patrol for 2 years. How many traffic tickets have you issued? Well, as a matter of fact, sir, I checked, you've issued none, have you? Well, I believe that's correct. So you've been out here on traffic control for 2 years with no tickets being issued. How many warnings? May I refresh your recollection? Go ahead, sir. He said, how about 5? He said, well, that sounds about right. So for 2 years, you've been doing traffic and you've written 5 warnings in 2 whole years full time. So your problem is you're doing interdiction based on profiling, aren't you? And then when he talked about that speed, I said, well, you're trying it before the bench. The court has to go through that to get down to the courthouse every morning. There's no way in the devil you can take an ordinary car, let alone an SUV, without going over the bridge at 70 miles an hour around there. Said the testimony of the officers is incredible. I find that their superior officer has totally contradicted them. The credibility is on him. And Captain, would you be so kind as to call their commanding officer and report that? Blip. So everybody happened to be white. Except the defendants were Mexican, and what was going on is so much dope runs through the Memphis area that the Memphis Interdiction Patrol in those days was just pulling anybody over that looked like they were Mexican or black.
You've been watching Verdict Media TV, where the jury is out and the verdict is in. Follow me as I take you on a journey from the streets to the high seas, interviewing and connecting with some of the world's most influential and powerful people. We will also be speaking on various topics as it pertains to the criminal justice system. So please subscribe, like, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and also Twitter. Also, support us by visiting our store. Click the link in below. Thanks for your support.